As severe weather makes its way across the U.S., people in the Midwest and South are surveying the damage from a series of storms and potential tornadoes.
And that includes Jeffersonville, Indiana, which borders Louisville, Kentucky. There, at least 10 people were hurt in connection with the conditions yesterday. Jeffersonville's Mayor Mike Moore joins us now to bring us up to speed on what's happening. Mayor, we appreciate your time. First, I'm just wondering how those who were injured in this storm are doing today.
My last reports, everybody is recovering in one way or another. No serious life-threatening injuries. Although, if you saw the video where the semi overturned on top of a vehicle, it's a miracle that didn't end in a death. I'm told that person had a little glass in their eye, but they were treated and are fine. But I'm told there were 4 different neighbors in houses that were hurt, and 6 different, I believe, on the vehicles around the interstate and Highway 62, but 10 non-life-threatening injuries at a city that went through a whole lot of chaos last night with a lot of devastation. We are considering ourselves to be extremely lucky today. No one lost their lives.
We are really grateful for those blessings, at least. And Mayor, you mentioned that video of the wind overturning that semi. Incredible that the only injury there appeared to be some bits of glass. Are those highways all now cleared of the debris? Is traffic flowing once again?
Yeah, I actually went through there about an hour and a half ago. You'd never know that happened last night, but yeah, right about dinner time, traffic was heavy. A lot of homes were full with people sitting down to dinner, and we heard the sirens come through the entire city, and we don't hear those too often. They get tested once a month, but when you hear that in the evening, there's trouble brewing. And the clouds, it got very dark, and you could tell something was about to hit. And fortunately, again, a lot of damage came through, and the 4 subdivisions that had the largest impact. The crazy thing is, my mom is at an assisted living there at Bridgepoint Gardens, which the tornado came through right in front of it. The tornado came right through right behind it, did not touch the assisted living there where there's a whole bunch of people. And she was my first home.
Well, Mayor, let me ask you about that. You mentioned the sirens, which were able to warn people so they can get to safety. We were just looking at radar, though, which shows that tornado activity, it just appears to be moving further and further east in your part of the country, in eastern Tennessee, eastern Kentucky, down in Georgia. I'm wondering how close people were to, being injured or perhaps killed. Is a wake-up call to this becoming more common in your part of the country, and what you plan to do about that?
Well, this time of the year, it's tornado time. And today, actually, April 3rd, we're celebrating the 50th anniversary of the 1974 twister that came through. But late March, early April, when you have weather conditions that go from excessive warmth to excessive cold fronts coming through, I'm not a scientist, but yeah, it's frightening. You need to pay attention to it. But here in Indiana, it's the time of the year we kind of expect tornadoes to come through. And, I'm not going to blame it on elements that are beyond my control. But when we hear those sirens, we better take cover.
Yeah. That's a really good point. Mayor Mike Moore, thank you for joining us.
Appreciate you all covering the story.